on the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. Merry Christmas morning. Not Christmas yet, I'm just saying, you know, Merry Christmas in general. Big front blew in last night. Temperatures dropped probably literally 25 degrees from the morning lows. It's been terribly hot this week of December. I think today is like 18th, 19th, something like that. It's been like 78 degrees here in Southeast Texas for like 5 days. It's been dead. I've been working a lot, but we are headed out this morning. Got a chance to do a little half-day hunt. Temperatures are going to be about 47 where we're going. Yesterday, the morning low was probably 70. Huge swing. Could see some deer were up and moving last night, and we're gonna give it a whirl. We're headed out to old General Sam. We're gonna go to a spot that is really one of my favorite spots, and I've been neglecting it this year, trying to figure out some better spots or some other good spots. And I've only hunted this spot like once or twice. I went in there the other day and tried a different access point and really tried to push in deep to find where these deer were, because they move further back in this piece from when they do earlier in the season. And saw a bunch of good sign that I haven't seen sign before this year, and bumped some deer on the way out, and they're bedded probably like 60 yards off the road. So, and they were further on the south end of the piece, so I'm gonna go to the south end and enter down there and push into the north right at daylight. Basically, when I step in the woods, I want to be hunting, and I'm ready for a ground setup, or if I want to get in a tree. Really just going to be kind of doing a kind of a still hunt this morning. It's rained probably 2.5, 3 inches last night. Couldn't be a more perfect morning, a more perfect wind. So I really got high hopes for this effort, at least. And I know there's good bucks in here. The whole, you know, out of the whole year, I've probably seen or got on camera 3 or 4 shooter bucks, 13-inch plus bucks. So for Sam Houston and about a block like this, that's basically everything but a gold mine, you know. So we're gonna go out and see if we can't get on it and get it done by noon. Got to be back for some more Christmas activities with friends. I hope you guys are having a good Christmas and you're not working as much as I am, and you get to enjoy your Christmas week off, because I don't. But that's all cool. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to pay the bills, and we're gonna slip on out there and enjoy us a little coffee on the way and warm the old bones, and we'll see you when we get in the woods. I really don't know how it's gonna be as far as you know, I'm filming. I'm gonna be filming my 360 the whole time, but you know, if we get in a tree, good. If we get on the ground, good. If I shoot something walking, I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't just got a camera on my back, and but I'm certainly gonna bring you guys along with me, and have you right on top of my shoulder there, and hopefully we get some good stuff and we get something down this morning, because I am ready and I am itching to death. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go because this car is really bad for ground noise. So I will see you when we get ready to park and we get out in the big sticks. So I finally made it to the area that I'm gonna start working through. I'm entering off the side of the road in this big ditch. It's about 1.5 feet of water crossing over here, but at least that means I know not many people are gonna come through here. This is a really random spot. I parked a long way from here. But this doesn't seem real thick on the camera, but this stuff is about 4 foot tall. This kind of stuff, this thin pines is what I target late season. And this is why you don't see any deer out here in the late season. Is they're up in these 5-10 acre blocks of thin pines, and they just don't come out. I've bumped them out of here all the time, and you can't hardly work through it because it's too loud. But you gotta come in here when it's wet and windy, and I'm gonna push this. I'm gonna work through it on what seems to be the southern edge with the north wind, and I'm gonna slowly curl into the wind. Hopefully I can bump something out of here, or make it way deep into an old trail that's not on the map, or there's some ditches in here that aren't on the map either. There's all kinds of stuff in these thin pines and these thickets that aren't on the map. And I'm just gonna start working it real slow. See if I can't bump something. Maybe get a shot, or if any, at the very least, learn a little more about where these deer are holding up right now. Because I've got where they are on camera at nighttime, and it's nowhere near here, so I'm excited to see what we get into. So we'll slowly start working our way through this stuff. Just now breaking daylight enough to shoot, and I basically didn't want to be in here unless I could shoot, so as soon as you get in this stuff, there could be deer anywhere, so I'm gonna work our way in here to this drainage and then start working into the wind or with a crosswind. See what we can do. So I'm working my way through this thinned pines. You can always tell this is real open, a lot of sunlight. You can see the burn marks on the bottom of all the trees. But this stuff looks crazy thick from the outside, but when you get in here, you can get in here and map these trails. Look at what I'm talking about. I finally got on a trail in here, and I'm standing where a bunch of them intersect. There's one coming from my left, there's one out in front, and there's one over here, and I'm finding little beds off to the right and to the left. They're just bedding right off the trails. I mean, you can see how this is kind of beat down over here. The trail coming in from the left right here. I actually really want to get up in a tree, but I don't know if there's one in here that I was hoping for a little thicker canopy cover, but I think I'm gonna just walk this out and see where it takes me for now. This is the perfect day to just slip through here real quiet. So I just got where that big transition area petered out into the big pines. As soon as I got up here, I found this giant rub. It looks like the hogs have rubbed on it too, but there's a giant rub right here. There's a trail. The way the direction the rub is going, which is back into the thicker cover. I'm gonna walk back here just a little bit. Turn around and come back out. It's really thick in here, so I don't know, you never know. That's pretty much one of the biggest rubs I've seen. Unless the hogs rubbed on it so much that they rubbed the bark off, but I just don't see it. This looks like a year after year signpost type rub. So I'm making my way through another one of these thinned pine areas, and I found an interior trail in here. And interior trail, really want to point out the emphasis of interior scrapes. You know, a lot of us get hung up out on the main travel trails or log trails. Even some of these areas where it's nice and open, where you find those low areas where there's no sunlight and it gets real open out here. You find a lot of signs, scrapes. I mean, there's a spot not far from here that's probably got 7 or 8 scrapes in an 80-yard span, but it's all night sign. You can put cameras over it, which I do, and I get all kinds of inventory on deer and bucks and several bucks. Maybe once a year, they're in daylight. But on these interior thickets where you got these giant patches of greenbrier, this cat greenbrier, a lot of this yopon, and this crawling fern, this is where they're going to be hiding out during the day, and this is where they're going to be right before, right at legal light. And interior scrapes. I usually only hunt over interior scrapes, not really open area scrapes. These deer out here are so skittish, they just don't go to them. And in the daylight. So right on the edge of this huge thicket, there's a trail coming out of this bottom, and it's just totally thick, and I can see these big greenbrier patches have trails throughout them. It doesn't look like they do, but if you get out there, which not many of us do, just get out there and start walking it, you can find where those deer are in there, and you wonder why you never see them. It's because you can't. But if you can find where they're popping out, this is where they're spending most of their time feeding. You can find one of those scrapes. That's a money scrape right there. Especially if it's around a big post oak like this one is. Keep going. So we're just about out of here. We made a big loop, and we're back in a little area that I'm familiar with. And I'll be dang, this was made since it rained last night. This little pocket right here where I've never put a camera. Absolute giant tracks. I mean, some of the biggest tracks I've ever seen. Again, it's muddy, and the toes are split apart, but holy crap, it's huge. I mean, he probably went back in here. I see the trail. This is definitely gonna be a spot for a camera next year. Wow, that's a big one. Again, where I'm following this, I just got off in kind of an external scrape line. I got in here on a trail. No scrapes, nothing. But the last time I walked this, there was nothing for about 150 yards. But right here, up here, this little pocket, that's more of an interior area for a scrape. So, man, following this out, I might have to start taking my time because I might walk up on this deer. Well, we made it back to the car. I had to hustle because I got to run and get my kids. Basically, just made it out at time. When I was on those interior trails inside that, I mean, all of that sweet gum brush, all of those cat greenbrier, all of those vines and ferns, those interior trails, I got on a streak where I hit like 7 scrapes over the course of about 50 or 60 yards. And I marked all the junctions and where trails came out of that thinned pine and all that greenbrier out on those spots. A couple of rubs too. I couldn't even get them all on film because I was moving so fast. So I was just kind of took a couple pictures and marked it, and found a new access way to get in there. Man, that was good a morning as you can have without seeing deer. But you know, that new spot I told you guys about that I got permission on. Super grateful, blessed that this gentleman has trusted me. I just didn't know how many more chances I'm gonna have out here in the National Forest. I came out here and all of a sudden these pictures are pinging in, and just check this out. A couple of different bucks that I've been having on camera. Nothing really that's big shooters, but possibly legal. Could have been having spike dinner maybe. Awesome morning for that spot. That's all I can say. But you win some, you lose some, but learned a lot today, and I really think what I learned today from this spot and in Sam Houston could lead to something big. I really do think so. I'm going to scout this thing hard in the off season. And General Sam, man, he is his reputation and grit when he was still here lives on, and in his name in this forest, that's for sure. So let me get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Give me some feedback on some of the things we heard and we talked about, or you heard and we talked about with some of these thin pines. I really think that's the ticket this time of year. I know it seems intimidating, but you got to get in there and explore it. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy New Year coming up, and we will see you soon on the next one. Maybe at that new spot with them bucks.
Mm-hmm.